Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Get ready, because we're unpacking a massive, and I mean absolutely massive, cinematic event hitting theaters this Friday. Yep, we're talking about Christopher Nolan's highly anticipated epic, The Odyssey. Now, you might be wondering just how big this is. Well, the level of anticipation we're seeing right now, specifically in India, it's something we literally almost never witness. I mean, sure, Nolan has always commanded a deeply loyal fan base here, but the data rolling in right now suggests this is on an entirely different level. The hype is spreading like wildfire. So let's use the data, the technical milestones, and the ground-level excitement to figure out exactly what the heck is happening here.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because if you're asking whether audiences are ready, the answer is a resounding, deafening yes. The sheer scale of the financial projections and the immediate demand for tickets is just staggering. We aren't just talking about people casually deciding, oh hey, let's catch a movie this weekend. No way. We're looking at a coordinated, massive rush to secure the best seats for a true cinematic event. And to really wrap our heads around the scale of this whole shebang, we need to look at the hard numbers from the advance bookings.
18 crore rupees. Let that sink in for a second. That is not a projection for a lifetime run of some small indie film. That staggering number represents the advance booking ticket sales alone. And get this, that's strictly for just the first 3 days of the film's release in India. Before the projectors even roll on opening day, the audience has already committed almost 18 crore rupees just to guarantee they are among the very first to experience Nolan's vision.
And this brilliantly illustrates how those advanced bookings feed directly into opening day forecasts. When trade analysts, like Ramesh Bala, see 18 crores already in the bank, they can project a massive surge of walk-ins and late bookers. The logic here is actually pretty simple. If the pre-sales are this explosive, the actual opening day net collections are poised to hit anywhere from 18 to 22 crore rupees. I mean, that is a phenomenal start for a Hollywood epic in the Indian market, setting the absolute perfect stage for a record-breaking weekend.
Which brings us to the ultimate weekend goal, 75 crore rupees. With the massive momentum from that opening day, analysts fully expect the 3-day opening weekend to easily finish in the 65 to 75 crore net range. Just think about the cultural footprint a movie needs to have to pull in those kinds of numbers in just 72 hours. It's a real testament to the trust Indian audiences place in Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker. But, there's another highly specific reason driving this crazy rush to the box office, and it has to do with exactly how the movie was made.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the specific format driving all this frenzy. This isn't just about seeing a new movie, it's about how you see it. We're looking at a true IMAX phenomenon here. Fans aren't just logging on and buying standard tickets, they are specifically hunting down premium, large-format screens.
And here's why. The Odyssey has made history as the very first feature film in the world to be shot entirely using IMAX cameras. Nolan's historic technical choice means that to see the movie exactly as he intended, with the massive aspect ratio, that incredible crisp resolution, and the fully immersive sound, you absolutely have to see it in IMAX. This has created an unprecedented bottleneck of demand. Everyone wants the premium experience, and, well, there are only so many IMAX screens to go around, right?
Which leads to the fascinating economics of supply and demand playing out right across the country. Let's walk through this stark city-by-city contrast. Look at Mumbai right up there at the top. A peak of 3,100 rupees for a premium IMAX ticket. It's wild. Delhi NCR is right behind at 2,500 and Bengaluru at 1,850. Yet look down at Chennai at the bottom, remaining comparatively affordable at just 508 rupees. This variance really highlights just how much audiences in certain metro hubs are willing to shell out for that optimal, completely immersive, Nolan-approved cinematic experience.
And they aren't just paying a premium in cash. They're sacrificing their sleep. The sheer volume of hype is literally forcing theaters to adapt on the fly. In the Delhi NCR region, IMAX shows are beginning as early as 6:30 in the morning. Actually, scratch that, some are even trying to squeeze in earlier slots depending on the theater. Let that sink in. People are setting their alarms for 5 a.m. in the pitch dark just to make a crack of dawn screening to satisfy this demand. It's absolutely wild and a true marker of a massive pop culture event.
But the excitement isn't just organic fan hype. It was deliberately ignited by a masterfully planned global promotional tour. India wasn't treated as an afterthought for this release. It was made a centerpiece. So let's shift the narrative to the exclusivity of last week's events.
Because what happened last Friday in Lower Parel, Mumbai, was truly historic. It wasn't just some standard regional premiere. It was the actual, bona fide global launchpad for the public. The very first public screening of The Odyssey, anywhere on planet Earth, took place right there in Mumbai.
And oh boy, did they bring out the absolute heavy hitters to mark the occasion. We had Christopher Nolan himself alongside his longtime producing partner and wife, Emma Thomas. And joining them, global superstars Tom Holland and Matt Damon. I mean, having this level of Hollywood royalty land in Mumbai for a screening absolutely elevates the entire perception of the film for the local audience. It shows immense, genuine respect for the Indian market.
And Nolan made sure they felt that respect. Addressing the crowd after the screening, he said, "This is not the first time I've been to Mumbai, but it is the first time I've had the chance to launch a film here. So you are amongst the first audiences in the world to see this film." Reading that direct quote, you can immediately feel the sense of pride and exclusivity it fosters for the Indian fans. Nolan specifically addressed them, validating their fandom and officially kicking off the global rollout. Pretty cool, right?
Let's move to and see how this builds. Because underneath all of this unparalleled hype, the crazy IMAX technology, and the 6:30 a.m. shows, what exactly is the story? What is the actual substance drawing millions of people in?
Well, first off, it's brought to life by an incredible, completely star-studded ensemble. We're talking Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, and Zendaya. It's just a rapid-fire rundown of some of the most talented and bankable actors working today. To get all of them into a single, historically unprecedented IMAX film is a monumental achievement in casting alone, for sure.
So the crucial point is the narrative that anchors all this star power. Nolan is taking on one of the foundational stories of human history. Based on Homer's ancient Greek epic poem, the film follows the legendary Greek king Odysseus on his grueling, mythical 10-year journey home to Ithaca after the fall of Troy. It's a massive story of survival, monsters, gods, and endurance. It is, literally by its very definition, an epic, and it requires the grandest canvas possible to tell it properly.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. We have this ancient 10-year journey of Odysseus meeting the modern, explosive reality of a 75 crore opening weekend projection. The anticipation is at an absolute fever pitch, the IMAX screens are selling out at dawn, and the stars have perfectly aligned. But the ultimate test begins this Friday. Will this massive cinematic journey conquer the Indian box office and actually live up to the monumental hype? We'll be watching the numbers closely. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we will definitely see you on the next one.